Hello and welcome to the long view with me, Jon Jordan. So we're back with Battlestar Galactica Squadrons. So we've been playing this for about 2 weeks now. It's still in soft launch, so things will change no doubt before it comes out globally. But kind of entered what I call the kind of the grind. So the kind of after you've been playing a game for a week, you get all the kind of good stuff very early on. Then you get into the first kind of 3 weeks, and it starts to become a bit of a grind. Not that that's a bad thing necessarily, but that's how it is with free-to-play games. Obviously, that's the point at which the developer hopes people will start spending money to speed up progress. Haven't done that so far, so let's just go in and do some action. So you can see a lot of this, as with a lot of these games, is based around energy. You can see at the top of the screen there, we have energy. So this is this Tylinium, if that's how you pronounce it. But my energy is full at the moment, so there's a whole bunch of episodes that I'm just playing through at the moment. That's the only bit of gameplay that's open. There's no PvP or anything like that at the moment. So let's just go in. So I'm just playing through this level on easy. So just go into the fight, shall we? So this is obviously from the TV show. So the Starbuck, who's the kind of anti-hero, I suppose. Boomer, they're going to have their little discussions. But the main thing is we're attacking other spaceships. So we can see here I've got my little loadout of 4. There's the enemy 4. It's going to use up some energy, so we can use 3 energy. I've got like 32, was it? So I can basically do 10 missions before running out. So I'm just going to go into autoplay and speed it up. So the reason I'm doing that is, as I say, we're in the grind now. So for some levels, if you get stuck, if you get beat, then maybe it's worth going in and doing it all manually. I found the AI is pretty good, so I don't really see the advantage in just going much slower and making the choices myself at this level I'm at the moment. It's very much use autoplay, get the resources you need, because when you're grinding, you basically just want to get the resources out from the battles, from the missions, and level up your ships and just kind of keep that progress going. As with all, I mean, this is quite how you describe this game. I would describe it as an RPG in which the ships are the kind of characters. Also has card-based elements underneath in terms of how the kind of meta game mechanics work and how you kind of unlock various things, or how you get resources and such like. So it's done through card packs. So a bit of a kind of hybrid from that point of view. So we can just see here, I've got 5 ships now, so I've kind of called one of these ships in. I've got 4 now, but I called one of these ships in, the one that's kind of glowing. It's doing going to do a big attack. It's kind of powering itself up to do a big attack. Obviously, I'm fighting the Cylons, who are the enemies in Battlestar Galactica. So it's just turn-based. So there's each ship has a basic attack, has a basic kind of support move, and also has a when you unlock it, 3 on 3 now, it should still win, I think. And basically, it also has another kind of special move that you can unlock as you level up the ship. So we can see at the bottom, above some of the ships, there it has like something in a blue rectangle, and sometimes red. So they're buffs and debuffs. They kind of come out the support moves that ships can make. You can see the kind of critical rates going up in defence and various things going on. That's the kind of tactical side of the game, which you get into more as you play it. As I say, I'm just letting the AI kind of deal with this. So the Cylon's just doing a heal. His defence has increased. So we've just done a support move there with this little kind of shield, kind of immunity things come in. We're going to take him out now. No, one more. So he's called for backup again, but I don't think we're going to need that. So that's basically how the gameplay works. I mean, the gameplay, I've just sped through it there. You could manually do it if you wanted to. Some people would like to manually do it. What's happened there? Have we crashed? Looks like we might have done. Okay, not happened there. Let's go back in. Okay, just a bit of timeout. So there we go. So we see our ships leveled up, not the ones that were called as reinforcements, but the 4 we basically chose. So here we get our rewards, we get some populations. So populations are kind of an interesting part of Battlestar Galactica. So we can see at the top here, population goes up, and that as part of Battlestar Galactica, the kind of backstory, this is the only bit of humanity left, and they're trying to fight their way back to Earth. And population is a really big thing. Obviously, there's kind of levels as well. So level 5, I guess, is the big level, but then population within that that's kind of like the measure of how you're leveling up. So let's go and do, what else should we do? We can do another battle, shall we? Let's see. So then we can see another thing to look at is the possible rewards. So we can see here, we go back and we can look at these. One interesting thing actually that the game doesn't do is which most RPGs would do at this point. If I've beaten this, have a resource or a sim or some sort of speed option where I just and get the resources straight out without fighting through it again. This game doesn't have that, which is surprising. I suspect it to something like that to appear, really. It's just a very important part of what we call the meta game, which is about speed up the gaining of resources. Okay, so Boomer's going to have a little chat with Gaius. So Gaius is an interesting character. He has this kind of a Cylon friend, or a friend, I don't know, a figment of his imagination. But that's all part of the Battlestar Galactica backstory. You don't really need to know anything about or the TV show. I mean, I have watched a bit of the TV show, but you don't need to. This kind of narrative plot is nice when you have an oh dear, when you have a, you do obviously want to have some makes the most use of it, particularly having real actor characters in there gives it a bit more again based on ships. I think that's a bit harder. I think that's kind of one of the factors with this game is will it appeal so much because you're kind of leveling up your characters and they're a bit abstract, and obviously again probably a bit more male focused. It's kind of harder to get excited up a ship, I suppose, compared to leveling up a character, no matter if they're a fantasy character or a kind of an actor character. So anyway, that's just the way the game is. It's based around ships, so it should be speeding this up tonight. That's why it's going a bit slow. Obviously, when you slow it down, you can kind of ships are doing what their moves are. You can go into the hangar later on and just get a better idea of that. Doing this to show some of the kind of battle stuff. So should we take him out? No problem. There we go. Another. What resources we've got? Some leveling up there. Resource. Okay, so there's another interesting thing here. We've got this thing called the. This is a bit like a kind of mini game, I suppose, with extra resource rewards. So we can see here we go into this kind of special. I don't know, probably in Battlestar Galactica has some sort of meaning. So there's this. I can just press this button that says FTL. Get it right. Play the game. You can see my population is dropping down at this point, so this is kind of like a little risk reward, I suppose. So just tend to be fairly easy. Saying that, hope I win. But so it's the risk reward thing. So I could just have ignored this and gone and not risk my ships. But the whole point of this kind of free-to-play game is any chance to get extra resources, and the resources you get in this kind of mini game are actually not bad at all. So it's well worth playing them. Assuming you make it a few times. Actually, I have lost, but I think we should be okay this time. And that's 4-on-2, and this guy's pretty big. He's just healed himself. Okay. So now we go 4-on-1. That should be finished pretty quickly. And then we just have to finish off the other kind of mini. There we go, nicely done. You can see graphically, I mean, it is what it is. It's a spaceship game, but I think it looks pretty nice. So there's the second one here. Let's go straight in. Okay, so you see again, it's all red and the population's dropping, and it's all very exciting. Let's go in and do that. There's something you should say while we're going through this battle. I do think that kind of battles could be made a bit more exciting. This is obviously not really how spaceships. I mean, you're kind of attacking someone from behind and then it's turning around to shoot you. Is a bit odd. I think this could be a bit more acrobatic in terms of what's going on. It doesn't really matter, especially if you're playing in auto. It could just be not this kind of static camera angle. It could be a lot more going on. Maybe that'd be confusing for people. I don't know. But there we go. So this is the reward we got. This is so we've got some tech, which is important for leveling up our ships, and we've got 2 of these bronze blueprints, which are good for getting us more ships. So we go to the fleet. So this is the kind of hub screen. So what's going on here? So this is we've got some daily objectives. We've done a few of those in that little section of stuff we've been doing. So that's gone. Also got this one here, which is like a research ship really. So we can research any of this stuff. I don't actually want any of that really. So I'll ignore that for the time being. So let's go in and to the hangar. We've got these. We can build some ships. So these blueprints. This is the kind of card element. You have gold, silver, and bronze. So we've got the bronze ones at the lowest level ones. They won't be much use to us because we've been playing the game for a bit. So we've got these. I've already got one of these. It's a fairly low level one, so only 2 stars. We'll just recycle it to get the resources. So the nice thing about card-based games is nothing's ever wasted. Moth, I don't really care for that. So we'll just recycle those. I've not had any gold blueprints yet. I guess I could buy one, but I've not ground one out yet. So these are all the ships you can see in my hangar. I've got a whole bunch here. So what's this one? It's got a star on it. So this one, okay, you can see here. He's Zambi's level 20 of 20, so he's maxed out. And now you can see I can upgrade him. It uses some of my water, and it uses some of this. I need 45 of these components, engine components. I've actually got 73, so that's nice. So we see here he's going to upgrade. So there we go, his stats have gone up. He's not actually changed physically, sometimes they transform. But you can see here, so he's got 3, let's look at this. So he's got his basic attack, attacks the enemy, he can do a 50% chance of continuous damage. Oh, we can actually do it all here, can't we? So Scorching Blitz, it attacks a random enemy 3 times. Obviously each of these have a cooldown. Then his Wildfire, attack random enemy 7 times, 50% chance to inflict damage for a turn. Then this one, which we haven't got yet, a passive one. So at the end of each end of your turn, gain immunity gain your immunity to continuous damage. So obviously anything we do to the Cylons, they're probably doing back to us. So you can see how this kind of like builds up into some sort of tactical elements. You can see here that's quite a good ship. This one he's got 4, whereas all the other ones, I think he's the only one I've got with 4. Oh, don't want to recycle that one. And some of them, the low level ones, see this one starts with 2, and I have to unlock that one. What's this one? The Wombat. I don't know what I'm doing with the Wombat. I probably have too many ships actually, I have to say. So we can level. So Viper. So this is the Viper, which is the iconic Battlestar Galactica ship. This one's obviously been leveled up a few times, so it looks pretty nice. So I can level him up a little bit. So he's level 23 of 30 is his max. So we can level him up. He's on 24 now. You can see I need a lot more resource to do that. So this one's gone back to level 1 now. You can go up to 30, or she can go up to 30, I suppose, if it's a ship. So we can use a bit of our resource and level her up. So she's level. So I'm spending resource, but obviously as it's used in battle, it will also level up. So there's 2 different ways of doing that. So that's the basic kind of mechanics of where we are in Battlestar Galactica. As you can see, it's, as I say, it's kind of a bit of a grind now. So I've got 24 energy units left, so I could, basically in a session I would just kind of play through. I'm not going to do any more now, but I could just keep playing through those sessions, gaining more resources. Going back to the hangar, leveling stuff up, getting more powerful. At the moment, in terms of battles, there's not a lot you can do. This is basically a single player battle, so you can go in here. You can see this one here. So I actually I've played this through all the way on all the. So I played it all the way through on easy. I played it all the way through on medium. Now I'm playing it over basically through on hard. So then I will have totally completed it. So you can see here. In these kind of like circles that you can see here, I've completed it in 2, and then working my way through the yellow ring on the outside is how far I've got. So I would imagine, obviously there's a kind of, I guess, episode 12, so there's a narrative structure that goes through this as well. I imagine before the game comes out there will be PvP. You just expect to have PvP, player versus player elements, and you probably will also have events. So events would be limited time kind of missions, be the same gameplay, but it would be limited time in which to do them, and you get better resources or a special type of resources. Obviously there's these other ships as well, which so these ones, that's the research one. There's these other ones which you get information on, but you can't interact with them at all in the gameplay or in the game yet. So presumably at some point there'll be something coming there as well. So there we go. That's Battlestar Galactica Squadrons. This is the long view. Then in the long view, we play free-to-play mobile games for as long as we can and do videos. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.